his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard.
This time, Jackson will throw it. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to face a third down. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Play action. It's Jackson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The Chargers getting set to go. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Rivers on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Henry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Load it. Load it. Watch the edge. Big edge. Alpha. 57. Mike, 57. White. Bring a hunt.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Alpha.
From the red zone now, Rivers. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball.
Round 80.
On second down, Rivers again. Man open left side, it's Williams. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down.
Buffalo Wall.
To the air again here, Rivers. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will push the lead up to 5. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Jackson on first down. And a little floater there is incomplete. Well, a reminder to everyone out there, coming up soon, the NFL Club Championship event. Now, there are a handful of those club events that haven't been determined yet, but eventually there will be a representative from each of the 32 NFL teams. It's about $700,000 worth of prize money, and it's all going to take place live on Twitch every day at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, starting January 30th and running through February 2nd. Don't miss it. The play fake. Here's Jackson. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now Jackson on first down. Caught right side. It's Snead. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. They go play action with Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They go play action now. Jackson carrying one deep for Crabtree. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there, and it'll bring up third down. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Gordon. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Run 80.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. He's going to sling this deep down, try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
No, check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jackson now. Going to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Detroit!
Here's Jackson on 3rd down. It finds Crabtree for the completion. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Jackson to throw on 3rd down. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's got his man, it's Andrews. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And Jackson throwing once more. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to...
Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. And he'll go down at the 28. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
On 2nd down, Jackson forced out to his left. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Let's go, D. Gone.
From the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
380! Red Delta!
Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
A very solid gain of 27.
Set! 380! Set! We're okay. We're okay. Red Delta!
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
0.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Henry's got it out on the left side. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
All right. Cluster, cluster, cluster. Set, hey, go orange by 4. White, set. Delta. Set.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, Delta. Q. Buffalo ball. Alpha. Keep it skinny. Behind.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So the failure to convert no doubt really hurts. But this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a 1st down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Caught left side to Crabtree. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. Montgomery hit and the ball is loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And this one will be returned to right.